Good morning, everyone. We made it again through another week. It's Friday, and it's a special Friday this week. It's the Friday before CanvasCon, everyone.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. And don't forget, today is the last day to register. If you haven't registered for CanvasCon, I'll drop the link in there, but you won't be able to register after 5 p.m. today. So if you want to come, you better do it quick. With that, we have our good friend Lauren Burleson from out in Nevada, one of the fantastic teachers out there. And she's also known as the Canvas Queen. If you haven't followed her on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, go and do it. Fantastic resource for the community. Today, she's going to talk all about using groups and breakout rooms in Canvas. So with that, Lauren, take it away.
Yeah, well, thanks, Mark. Awesome. So yeah, I'm excited to share just how you can use groups in Canvas and do some group projects. So let's get started. I'm just in one of my work rooms here, and I've added some students that are my wonderful colleagues. So thanks, guys, that we could be able to do this and I could show this. So I'm going to go to modules first and just real quick show you that I have set up a group project as a module. So this is my title, and then I have here some things. So I have a breakout room page. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. And then I have a project assignment and a project discussion. So real quick, to create a group, there's two ways you can do it. The first way is you can go to People, the navigation tool, and do a group set. All right. So right now I already have one created. This is my group set. And here they are numbered automatically, which is really nice. So in each group, I have assigned students like so. So I'm going to show you how you can create that. So we're just going to go over to group set, and then this window pops up. So we're going to give it a name. So let's just do website project. And I always actually like to do like a little dash because then the number looks pretty, but that's just up to you. So then the self sign up. So this button you click if you want the students to be able to assign themselves to the group, or you can unclick this and then you have the control of setting up the groups yourself. So we do group structure here, so we can split the students into so many groups, or we can split the students into groups with so many students. So I'll just do, to show you a difference, we'll do 3 students per group. Oh, there we go. And then right here it says require group members to be in the same section. So if like you've cross-listed your course, you can make sure that like if you have 4 periods and you've cross-listed, those students can only be assigned within that period. So I'm not going to click this because I only have 1. And then it says I'll create groups manually. So I can either click and drag the group members, or it will auto generate the groups for me if I don't click this. And then if you want to add a leader to the group, you can do an automatic assign a student leader if you want, but I'm not going to do that for today. But if you want a leader who like is in charge of doing submissions for the group, you could assign one that way. So let's click save, and then we'll see what this looks like. So it's going to load. Perfect. So now I have my 2 groups, and you'll see there are 3 students here. So I have all my students in the group. Let me show you real quick what it looks like if I were to do it manually. So then I will do, let's just do test. And let's do 2 groups, or 2 students. And then I'll create groups manually, save. So now what I can do is actually click and drag or create a group here. And let's do number group 1. Oh, 1. And we can do 2. And now what I can do is actually click over here and add these students like so. So now my group right here has 2 students. And it says it's full because there's a maximum amount of students. So I could keep going and I could do the next group and so on until I have all of my students in their groups. Like so. So I could just keep doing that. You can also auto-generate these groups and then click and drag them to the correct spot. All right, so let's kind of see on the assignment side what that looks like. So I'm going to go to modules, and then I'm going to go to assignments first, and then I'll show you guys the breakout rooms after that. So we have just like the directions here. So when you do group work, it's important that if you're going to do an assignment of some kind, that those students have access to the same like Google Doc, or maybe if you're using like Microsoft, having that same document. So here with Google, I have created the Google slide presentation that when I click it for the students, if a student were to click it, it would make a copy document. So all I had to do was change that. If you're not familiar with Google, I just changed it from edit right here, and I just typed copy to create that kind of document. So essentially here are the directions. They're going to be reviewing web design career and doing a research project and creating a presentation as a group. And so then down here, they have a rubric, and all they would have to do then is when they get this copy, they make a copy and share it with the members in their group. But on the, let's see, where's the edit side of this? Where did it go? Oh, edit, duh. Sometimes, you know, things are out of place and you just forget. So there's edit. And then in edit mode, I've assigned the point value with the rubric. We have the assignment group. It's the submission is a file upload. So they're going to upload the file that they make a copy of. And then down here is where the assignment group gets, or the group assignment gets added. So this is a group assignment, and then I can assign whichever group that I want. So I'm going to do group project as the group, or even if I wanted to, I could create a new or a new group set right from right here. And then give it an assign date and then click save. And now my students, of course, can get into this and start sharing it and doing it. I know a lot of people can use collaborations, but the thing with collaborations is if you want to use like a document that you have that's a guiding thing. So like if we come here and make or see this document, I have like all the titles ready to go, or excuse me. So like in this document up here, I have all the titles, all the guided stuff ready to go for them to just essentially fill in. So if you have any content on your document, you want to make sure that with that, your collaborations is just a blank document. Okay, so then let's go back to modules real quick, and I'm going to show the breakout rooms. So with Zoom, I know that they already have that option within that video conference, but with Google Meets, there are some extensions, but they do, unfortunately, they make like your computer run really slow. So what I've done instead, and I actually learned this from a friend, which was awesome, I've created a page that has numbers, and each number has a Google Meet link here. So when they click on, let's say they're in group 1, so they would all meet in breakout room 1. They could go to group 2 and so on. So this is just a really helpful tool. And then also if I want to be involved in these, I just, instead of having to make the extensions, do those over and over again, I just click on these buttons to see the groups and be a part of that and listen to them participate. So this is just an option of how to also like incorporate Google Meet in Canvas, just kind of easy to do with that. So I even use this sometimes with my students. If let's say I want to meet with them one-on-one outside of our Google Meet class, and I'll be like, hey, go to the breakout room page and let's meet in, number 1. And so all of these are linked, and it's just really kind of an easier tool, I think, than a lot of the the Google extensions have to offer. Then last thing I'm going to show you, and then I might kind of switch to the student side of this, is the project discussion. So project discussions can also be edited so that you can set it up where you're assigning the group sets as well. So right here we have, since this is a group discussion, each group has its own conversation for this topic. So here are the ones you have to access. So I have group 1, our group project 2, and group project 3. And so they will only discuss with each other. So I have the prompt and everything down here. And so they'll only be able to talk to the people in their group and comment on the people in their group. So when we click here, normally when I would have a post here, I would just see those students within that group. All right, so next I'm going to show, so we're actually in group project 1, and I'm going to show you how we did that real quick. So I can click here and go to the main page, and then click people again, and then go to my group set. And then from the 3 dots, I can actually enter into this group. They're what is called the visit group homepage. Okay, so from here we have the recent activity. I can see that a student made an announcement here. I can click here and see that Josh said, hey guys, just a reminder that we need to work on our project together today since our project's due next week. So students can make announcements, they can communicate to each other, they can even create pages. So you can create pages for them to edit and fill. So here is an assignment or assigned roles page. So students can come in here, click edit. So it says select edit in the top right corner and assign yourself and your group members as to a role. So maybe the person is the leader here and the organizer, and the other one's job is the submitter. You can post, I've done with my 7th graders last year when we had a project on national parks. Each one of them had a role. And so then there was like a contract that was involved where they had to like sign part of it. So you could add a page of a contract there. Then also they can view from this part who their group or who's in their group. They can go to a discussion and start their own discussion if they would like to. They can add files. So maybe there's like pictures that they're using. Let's say they're making like a collage of some kind and they want to add pictures to their files here. They can do that. And then of course the collaborations piece, which is great. So they can start a collaboration, and if it's like something, maybe a rough draft, they can add their group members into that collaboration, start some sort of document together. But again, it's blank. So if you want to use this, make sure you have some sort of guided instruction for them, or use the other way that I showed you of using a Google link with that. Okay. Or an established Google link where you have created something already. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second too. But we're going to go back to home, and then you can see I can switch the groups. So I can go to group 2, I can go to group 3, and I can see what's going on. And also within my notification settings, if I want, I can set it up where I'm constantly being alerted of what's going on between these groups, because of course the kids think that they can be a little sneaky sometimes and message each other and start like a discussion that's off topic, and then you can just be like, no, and you can go in and get rid of it. I've had that happen before. Okay, but it's always important to make sure that you mention that in the beginning, that you can see everything that they do, because then they'll know. Okay, last thing that I'm going to point out in modules is when one student turns in the assignment. On the speed grader end, I don't see the names. So this group 1 turned in their project. So only one student has to submit the work, and then it attaches to both of those students. So right now we have web design, career research project. They turned in this document that I would grade. And you'll see I only have to grade 3 assignments this time instead of, I have 6 students in this class, so instead of 6. So it would cut down your workload a little bit, which is also a nice thing on the teacher end of group projects in Canvas. Okay, let's look at the gradebook real quick. So here you'll see when the student, so Josh and Natasha are in the same class or in the same group. So when Josh submitted this, it also submitted it for Natasha, just so you guys can see that it syncs with that. I can also real quick show you that we can view the groups one by one in the gradebook if you do the view setting that way for the filters. So that's just another really cool kind of thing to cut down time and do work that way. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of how groups work and how breakout rooms work. And if anybody has any questions about that, I'd love to address them.
Great job, Lauren. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer has been wigging out the past few minutes. I've been having a mini heart attack trying to figure out if this was going to end, but it looks like it's kept going. So let's take a couple of quick questions. Great comment here from Gwendolyn, who says the Canvas Queen saved my sanity this school year. We're happy to hear that. We really are. Take this question from Travis. Can students see the other groups or group activities or only the ones they're assigned to?
They can only see the group that they're assigned to. Yeah. So like if you want to do like a group discussion where they're only talking to their group, they'll only be able to see their group's comments and posts.
Love it. Beth here on Facebook is saying, would your breakout room idea work on Microsoft Teams? Any idea?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how Microsoft Teams work, but if there's a link where you would like share that link just like Google Meet, I think it would work. All you'd have to do is go in and select that button or picture and add the link to each of those numbers. So I think it could work as long as there's some sort of like joining link involved.
Awesome. Travis had asked earlier on, do you have the breakout rooms open for a certain period of time?
So normally what I'll do is I will publish it and then unpublish it just so students can't go in later and have access to those Google Meet like rooms because of course we don't want them when we're not together to be doing that. But also I create like a schedule, so if they want to meet together during like class time, they can schedule an appointment like on just like a little anything like a page or a Google document, and they can write their names and like their what time they want to meet and also what they want to talk about, like the topic. So they can do that way and schedule it. So I know that they're going to do that.
Love it. Here is a very broad question. So I'll let you decide how you want to respond to it. How do you add color to your pages?
Coding. I go into that HTML editor and I can show exactly what I do real quick if you want.
Do it.
All right. So in here, so the way that I made this background, this kind of minty color is when I click edit and we're viewing the rich content editor. Down here, I have my HTML editor here. Sometimes it's up here, listed up here, but ours for my instance is down here. And all I did to get my background to be this color is added at the top div, so like this whole section here, and did style and then equals background color. And then with my fancy, this is what I did show last time I was on here, my eyedropper, I picked a color, and I think it was this one, yeah. And all I did is pick this color, but let's do a different one just so you can see the example. We'll do this blue. Copied this and then pasted it. We can paste it right there. And then, of course, we close the code at the bottom. So we have the closing div code. And then when I look at it in the rich content editor, the background changes color. So that's just how I do that to make it a little jazzy, make it a little more appealing to the eye. And I think my kids really enjoy seeing color as well. So yeah.
Love it. Well, as always, Lauren, pleasure to have you with us. You guys make sure you tune in to CanvasCon next week. If you are watching, I happen to know that Lauren gets a pretty big shout out on the CanvasCon main stage. And so we're excited for that. ML, we see you in there too. So many people who are here with us that are doing just excellent things in the community. Vicky, and so many others. Thanks for what you're doing. There really are some just great people who are doing great things to help the Canvas community. We are back again today, everyone, at 10:30, talking with some incredible educators from the New Caney ISD out in Texas. And they're doing some really cool stuff with Canvas and with Mastery Connect. That is one that you will not want to miss, I promise. So 10:30, we'll see you. I will also drop in here a link really quick. Again, to actually just go to canvascon.com if you haven't registered, but do it now. It is literally closing at 5 p.m. Mountain tonight. If you don't sign up by then and you come to me on Monday and say, Mark, I forgot I didn't register, it's going to be bad because I'm going to say, sorry, guys, we literally have to shut it down so that the systems we're using and everything can be prepped. So go register right now. Lauren, will you give us a little Twitter, Instagram, YouTube? Where can people find you at?
Yeah. So on Twitter, I'm at Canvas Queen, and then almost everywhere else, I'm Canvas LMS Queen. So Facebook, Instagram, I'm even on TikTok now, which has been fun. So yeah, that's just how you can find me on social media.
And again, I'll give you a little plug for CanvasCon. There may be a little TikTok clip that we stole from Lauren that will be highlighted next week. So don't miss it. Lauren's like, oh no, what did I do? It's awesome. So thanks everyone for joining. Thank you, Lauren. Stay safe out there. We'll see you at CanvasCon next week, and we'll see many of you in an hour and a half to talk with New Caney ISD. Thanks, everyone.